But there is still no doubt, you have a real Civic in front of you. The two-facedness of this model is explained quite simply. The thing is that the Japanese have launched in their homeland the production of only 3-door hatchbacks and 4-door sedans of the 6th generation Civic with the characteristic large, big-eyed front optics. But in England, only 5-door hatchbacks and station wagons aero deck were produced, a rarity. The different appearance of the English is due to the fact that the design of the Honda Domani, which was produced exclusively for the domestic Japanese market, was taken as the basis for it. Despite the fact that in 2001 the production of the 6th generation Civic was discontinued everywhere, the car continued to roll off the assembly line. Although it was already from a different plant and under a different name, Civic has twins, Rover 200 series and Rover 400 series. Outwardly, they did not look much like their progenitor, but their technical stuffing is very similar. Therefore, both Honda and Rover models are serviced at branded service stations without any problems. In the 6th generation of Civic, the passive safety of the car was significantly improved. It has a built-in protective frame, and all officially imported models were equipped with front airbags. Thanks to galvanizing, the body is reliably protected from corrosion. So long. The Japanese and English versions differ significantly in interior design. In addition, the English soundproofing is better. All Civics have a low driving position for the sporty image of the model. Ergonomics are not satisfactory, and visibility is limited by an overestimated stern only in a 4-door sedan when reversing. A typical problem for cars with a mileage of over 200,000 kilometers is clogging of the cells of the air conditioner radiator. Engines. Civic gasoline powertrains with a motorcycle racing pedigree are a source of special pride for this brand. They are all 4-cylinder, 16-valve and high-revving. Therefore, it is pleasant to twist them until they ring. At the same time, the motors reliably withstand such harsh operation. Let's pay attention to one more feature of these engines. They are arranged in the engine compartment topsy-turvy. The gearbox is located on the right side of the car, and not on the left, as in other front-wheel drive with the transverse engine. Many units were equipped with a proprietary VTEC variable valve timing system, which, depending on the engine speed, changes the height and time of opening the valves. Due to this, high torque is achieved almost from idle speed of the engine and high power. An example of this is the charged modification of the VTI with a 1.6-liter 2-camshaft engine with a capacity of 160 horsepower. We don't meet such versions too often. Besides, their owners are in no hurry to part with their favorites. However, don't be fooled into thinking that all VTEC engines are sporty. The 1.5L, 114 PS, and 1.6L, 126 PS, 16-valve, single-cam units are equipped with VTEC tuned for economical driving. Please note that all units, especially VTEC, require the use of high-quality synthetic oil and its timely replacement. Otherwise, the oil channels may become clogged, which will lead to the failure of the variable valve timing system. By the way, due to the use of this complex system in the gas distribution mechanism, the designers abandoned the hydraulic valve clearance compensators installed by many automakers. Therefore, every 40,000 kilometers you will have to adjust the valves in the service in the old-fashioned way. Malfunctions typical for Civic readers, experts could not so. Everything works reliably and for a long time. But it is very difficult to say anything about turbo diesel versions equipped with 2.0-liter Rover engines, since they are not common. Transmission. Most Civics are front-wheel drive cars equipped with the 5-speed mechanics. Less common are versions with the 4-speed automatic, and the biggest rarity is a Civic equipped with the V-belt variator. Civic gearboxes are very patriotic. For reliable and durable operation, they must consume only Honda-branded oil. A 5-speed manual gearbox requires MTF2 grease, which is recommended to be changed every 80,000 kilometers. The hydromechanical automatic requires a special transmission oil ATF-Z1, and the variator requires ATF-CVT. Service workers do not recall cases of repair of automatic transmissions, but problems may arise with manual transmissions after 400,000. Usually, by this time the gearbox bearings fail. You can determine this malfunction by the hum during operation of the gearbox. In addition, in instances with high mileage, the cuffs of the hydraulic clutch drive may leak. The cost of replacing them is the same, S20. But the prices for the parts are different. The cuffs for the clutch slave cylinder are supplied as a separate spare part, and for the main one, only complete with the piston. Suspension. Undercarriage Civic has excellent stability and is a rare combination of a good ride and amazing durability. The only claim to the car is a small clearance, 110 millimeters. Independent suspension front and rear wheels provide an enviable tenacity when driving at high speeds. Serious repair, as a rule, is required only after 200,000 kilometers. This does not apply only to the rubbers of the anti-roll bars. The front stabilizer bushings serve about 50,000 kilometers, racks up to 100,000 kilometers, and the rear, a little longer. All silent blocks and ball joints are changed separately from the levers, except for the upper ball joint. On machines with a mileage of more than 300,000 kilometers, it may be necessary to replace the rear bearing, which is only supplied complete with the hub. Steering. The steering gear with a large gear ratio is not very suitable for a car for active driving. There are almost 4 ramps from lock to lock. At the same time, despite the power steering, reverse force on the steering wheel feels great. Brake system. The brakes do not cause remarks. Even versions with rear drums provide excellent deceleration. And for powerful modifications with all-disc mechanisms, the brakes are generally dead. The ABS system, which is found on many cars, also contributes to their effectiveness. Buying a Honda Civic can be recommended to young people who drive mostly in the city and prefer an active driving style. After all, even cars with low-power engines have acceptable dynamics and good stability.